Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead. Today I have an all Aldi 2-ish week grocery haul for you. I meal plan for 2 weeks at a time, and then after that 2 weeks, I look at whatever we have on hand and whatever we have gotten in the meantime, and kind of meal plan for another 1 to 2 weeks, depending on what we've got. We are a family of 7. We homeschool, so the kids and I are home all day, every day. I eat low carb for health reasons, and we generally, as a family, try to eat decently low carb. My kids still eat way more than I do, but not as much as probably the average family does. We are also in a season right now where my husband's job was directly affected by COVID, and he took a drastic pay cut. And now he has actually quit his job after 14 years and is starting a completely new career. And so he isn't making as much as we once were. So we were fine. Now we're not. So we're in a season of hitting up a couple of local food banks on a regular basis to kind of help offset the decrease in pay that we had. So that is reflected in some things that you'll see. I'll show you my menu plan and kind of walk through the things that we haven't had to buy because we usually get that at the food bank. And then that also plays into the weeks 3 and 4 of groceries and meal plan, is that I can kind of push off going to the grocery store because of things that we get from food banks. So let's look at meal plan for the next couple of weeks, and excuse my handwriting. We have chicken broccoli Alfredo, and this is, I usually do it in either a skillet or in a 9x13-inch baking pan, and it's just cooked chicken, steamed broccoli, Alfredo sauce, some Parmesan cheese and mozzarella on top, and bake it, and it's good. Normally you would obviously do noodles with that. If I do noodles, I do regular noodles for my family and Zoodles for me. And I've got a couple of kids that don't mind Zoodles either. We've got a breakfast for dinner. We've got chicken nuggets and slaw. This is a keto chicken nugget that I make that's canned chicken and shredded cheese and a couple of other ingredients, and then you bake them. And they're quite tasty. Chicken wings and mac and cheese. The wings are from the food bank. The mac and cheese, I've got a couple of boxes of mac and cheese that I will probably fix for family. And then I usually end up doing like cauliflower cheese, mac and cheese for me. And then I'll come up with other sides for that. I usually buy just kind of some extra vegetables to always have on hand to come up with other sides. We've got ham and broccoli soup, and this will be cheesy. We are starting to cool down here. We actually have quite a few days here coming up that we're going to have nice cool weather. So my husband also is working some really funky hours right now where I don't know when he's going to be home for dinner or not home for dinner. So I will purposely plan this. My husband is not a soup fan, so I will probably purposely plan this for a night that I know he's not going to be home. We have pork fried rice one night, and that'll be over cauli rice. I have a whole turkey breast that we got from the food bank, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it yet. It needs used. I'm going to come up with something for it. And so I'll just kind of plan that out. Taco salads. I have a lot of ground pork and ground beef in the freezer from food banks, and I'm just not sure what to do with it because neither one of them are something that I'm a big fan of. So I was thinking if I made it mixed up pork, ground turkey, black beans, and beef together and make that the taco meat, that would probably work. Salisbury steak is another one where I think I'm going to mix a thing of ground pork and a thing of ground beef together and make some kind of Salisbury steak something with mashed cauliflower and steamed carrots. Saturdays, I always make big meals. So that's what these two will be. So I will cook 2 whole chickens from the freezer and come up with sides for that. Fridays is always pizza night, so that's down twice. And then this is 12 meals. Obviously, 2 weeks is 14 days. I don't cook on Sundays. It's my day off. So Sundays for lunch when we get home from church, I just pull out all the leftovers and everybody picks and chooses what they want. And then for dinner, I just pull out a bunch of snacky stuff, and I'll kind of talk about that as I show you what we got. And I let the kids pick and choose for that as well. And then I usually eat leftovers again. So that's meal plan for the next couple of weeks. Let me show you how we're going to make that happen. I got 1 thing of bacon that will probably go on a casserole or maybe for breakfast for dinner. 2 things of guacamole. These, I just stick the whole pouch in the freezer and they freeze great. And when they're done, or when I need them, I just pull them out and thaw them. There's 2 bags of frozen blueberries. My kids eat these for, like breakfast is usually the only time that we have fruit. So I'll just give them a little cup of blueberries. The same thing for the berry medley that they really like. There's 3 tubs of sour cream for casseroles on taco stuff. A lot of times I will eat something for like snack or lunch that I'll throw some sour cream on to get my fat in. When you eat low carb, you replace the carbohydrates with fats. So, yeah. A thing of cottage cheese. There's 1 thing of boneless, skinless chicken thighs that I didn't get for a particular meal. I will probably use some of it for the chicken Alfredo. This is kind of a special buy. It's not something I would normally get, but we do pancakes for breakfast every Saturday morning, sourdough pancakes for my family. So I thought this might be a special treat to put on their pancakes. There's 2 things of heavy whipping cream. There's 2 big packages of sliced pepperoni for pizza night and then snacking on and snacky dinners. There's 2 things of these turkey snack stick things. These are for that snacky dinner. We do these and they usually eat them with some graham crackers or something like that. These are pricey, so they usually only get just a little bit, and this will definitely last us 2 to 3 weeks. Some garlic summer smoked sausage is another thing that I'm really trying to get my kids eating more protein and fat for snacks and meals and that kind of thing, and cut back on the carbs for them. So I thought this would be something neat to do for snacky lunch. There's 2 things of turkey kielbasa. This is not on the meal plan, but I try to always have these on hand because it makes for a very quick and easy meal in a bunch of different ways that I can make that. I've got 2 packages of this sliced cheddar. I make keto cracker, like keto Cheez-Its out of these, that you just cut them and bake them. And yeah, so I was craving those and thought I would go ahead and make some more of those. There's 2 packages of string cheese, and some of this stuff we hit on the way home. So like we ate some of these, we ate some of the turkey snack sticks. We almost always end up at lunchtime on the way home from the grocery store, because the grocery store is about a half an hour drive. So we just eat lunch on the way home. There are 2 packages of the cream cheese for casseroles and whatnot. There's 1 thing of pepper jack that I was thinking I might make some of those keto crackers and make some spicy ones, but then also I just like spicy cheese. Mount cheese more. I say that every time. Please keep in mind, I shred all of our cheese by hand. So normally you would be buying like the 4-pound bags of cheese. I shred it because it drops the carb count. So there's 6 Colby Jack for lunches and snacking. There's 6 mozzarella and 6 cheddar, and those are for casseroles, pizza night, that kind of thing. Speaking of pizza, if I happen to be at the grocery store, sometimes I make homemade pizza. Sometimes I make like little English muffin pizzas. Sometimes it's fancy sourdough crust pizza. Sometimes it's store-bought Mama Cosie's pizzas. These are a good deal for a couple of pizzas for a Friday night when I'm just not feeling like cooking. So, yeah, there's 2 of those, a 4 cheese and a 3 meat. There's 2 packages of this lunch meat, and this is, they've changed over and are doing these rather than like the rip open packages. I don't really care one way or the other. Now, this time, unfortunately, this was the only flavor they had, but there's 2 packs of the cauli rice, which will be for the pork fried rice. And 1 bag of Brussels sprouts that will be for just some random dinner side dish, or I really like Brussels sprouts, so sometimes I just throw some of those in a pan and some bacon grease and eat them because yum. So that's all the cold stuff. I'm going to put this away and then I'll get the next round of stuff out. Okay, we are back with the fresh fruits and veggies. We'll start over here with the fruits. We've got a bag of pears, a bag of peaches or nectarines, and a bag of the mini oranges. We've got 2 of the bags of small avocados, and you can put avocados in the refrigerator. And then as you need them, pull them out and they'll ripen slowly instead of all at once. So that's lovely. There's 1 bunch of bananas. That's one of those where I'm trying to cut back on the amount of carbs that my family is eating as well. And bananas are so high in carbs. So as it stands, we generally only use them for occasional protein smoothies. And I told the kids I'm just going to start buying 1 bunch of bananas every time we go to the grocery store. So they may hate me for a while. I'm not sure. All right, vegetables. There's 2 things of the jumbo romaine hearts, a nice size head of cabbage, a bag of chopped kale. This is something that none of my family have ever been big greens fans, but I keep trying. So I would like to roast this and see if that maybe is a way that we can eat it. I'd also like to get not chopped kale, like the whole leaf, and try making kale chips out of it and just try some different ways of getting green vegetables in my family. My kids are generally not super picky eaters, but greens for whatever reason. Zucchini for Zoodles. A thing of asparagus. This is one of my splurge buys. Pretty much every time I go to the grocery store, I buy 1 or 2 packages because I love asparagus. So, unfortunately, that bag is enough for our family for 1 meal, and not all of us eat it. There's 3 bags of the Petite baby carrots for snacking and snacky lunches. There are 3 packages of broccoli crowns, 2 nice sized heads of cauliflower, and 1 bag of onions. All right, that's all of the vegetables. Let me get out the dry stuff. All right, last section is the dry goods. So let's tackle this. Out of breath, sorry. 1 bag of all-purpose flour, and this is for feeding my sourdough starter for making. Predominantly right now I'm making pizza crusts on Friday night and sourdough pancakes on Saturday morning, and that's pretty much it that I use it for. We don't eat a whole lot of bread, and what bread we do eat, we've been getting from the food bank. There are these paper plates. This is a Mom Sanity Saver. It's not something that we use on a daily basis. On Sundays when we do snacky dinner, I bust out the paper plates, and it's less that I have to wash because I don't wash dishes on Sundays, and we don't have a dishwasher. Yeah, family of 7, no dishwasher. We use paper plates because otherwise it'll come Monday and I have no clean plates. So that's a sanity saver. There was also a package of paper bowls for eating the snacky lunch on the way home from the grocery store. There's a thing of pumpkin seeds, which isn't something I normally buy, but a lot of people in the low carb groups have talked about these are a decent low carb snack. It's 16 grams for 6, but you knock off the 6 dietary fiber. So it would be 10 grams for 1/4 of a cup. Not great, but I thought maybe for the occasional like salad topping for some crunch, because I eat a lot of salads. This is also for salads, French fried onions. These, once again, aren't horrible carb-wise. It's 2 tablespoons is 2 carbs. I absolutely love these as salad toppers in place of croutons. So you want that crunch, that salty flavor. French fried onions are a great option. There are 3 jars of salsa con queso. This is something that I always forget to pick it up. So when I do pick it up, I go ahead and pick up 3 of them. And we use it anytime we have anything taco related. We throw some salsa con queso on top because my kids absolutely love it. It is just a little spicy, but okay. This whole section here is trail mix. I mix up my trail mix for my kids rather than buying the pre-made stuff. I do way less fruit and chocolate chip ratio to nut ratio than the store-bought stuff, and it's cheaper to do it this way. So what I do is I bust out a very large metal mixing bowl, and I mix this all up. It goes into 1/2-gallon jars in the pantry, and then they dip out a little cup of it for snack time. So there are 2 cans of salted peanuts, one of the honey roasted peanuts, a thing of regular raisins and a thing of golden raisins, a thing of cashews, and 2 things of just mixed nuts. And then I do a half a bag each of milk chocolate chips, white chocolate chips, and butterscotch chips. And like I said, I just mix it all up and it's good to go. I've done the cost breakdown before on the comparison per ounce to buying it, just to make sure that I wasn't crazy and was doing more work than I needed to, and it made it worth it. So just something to keep in mind as an option. There are 4 bags of these bacon bits. This is salad topper, eggs in the morning, casseroles, that kind of thing. So these will last for sure all month. A bag a week isn't bad. A thing of creamy peanut butter. Normally we get as much as we want from the food pantry, but my kids have been, I don't know, going through a growth spurt. This change over to eating less carbs has them all starving. So multiple times a day, I'm telling a kid to go get a spoonful of peanut butter. A spoonful of peanut butter or a hard-boiled egg is kind of my go-to snack on getting some protein and light carbs in them. There's a jar of Alfredo sauce for the broccoli chicken Alfredo. Maple syrup is for the sourdough pancakes every Saturday, and this jar usually lasts us a whole month because this stuff is so expensive. But we'll do this or honey on top, or sometimes I'll make like a fruit where I just take a canned fruit, don't drain it, dump it in a little pan, mash it up really, really well, let it cook, add some cornstarch to a little bit of water to thicken it. And I don't add any sweetener to it, but my kids absolutely love it. I'll do peach a lot of times, is really, really good. And then I might throw some white chocolate chips on there. For the pork fried rice, I pull out these Asian-inspired sauces from Aldi. My kids love the sweet and sour. My husband and I like the Bang Bang. The Bang Bang is a slightly spicy. They are not low carb. Don't go into it thinking they're low carb, but it's 2 tablespoons is 6 grams of carbs, I believe. Yeah, so I just use it sparingly. I try to avoid all sugar, but occasionally a little bit isn't going to hurt anybody. 2 cans of Parmesan cheese, I don't think I said. There are 2 bags of pork rinds. These are my low carb chip option. We also ate some on the way home. My kids absolutely love them for whatever reason. So that kind of makes me happy, because then maybe they're not eating potato chips, which have way more carbs in them. And the Aldi's, I know their 2 kinds are pretty good about not having questionable ingredients. If you're looking at any other company, double check them, because a lot of them have like maltodextrin and sweeteners depending on the flavors. So their plain and spicy are both good. I went, hog wild on these. These are my favorite candy bar alternative, dessert alternative. They're these elevation bars. They all have just like 2 or 3 net carbs per bar. You got to watch, because some of the ingredients in them aren't great. I'm not saying these are an amazing healthy thing, but it's better than eating a Snickers bar. They had these on sale at my store this week, so that's why I went ahead and bought quite a few. These coconut and coconut almond taste like Almond Joy or Mounds. The chocolate caramel nougat tastes like a Snickers bar. And then these are a new one that I hadn't tried before, and oh my goodness, they taste like a caramel brownie. They're delicious. So if you are watching carbs, just trying to watch your sugar intake, these are a good option. Just watch, eat 1 a day, because the maltitol in them, 1, isn't a super clean ingredient, but for a lot of people it causes tummy upset. So I definitely limit myself to usually a couple of week max. So, but they had them on sale, so I was like, yeah, let's go ahead and stock up. These are all snack items for my kids' snack box. We have just a basket in the pantry, a small Dollar Tree basket in the pantry that I throw a bunch of snack stuff into. They pick out what they want. A lot of the stuff comes from the food bank. This is where we go carb crazy. And I let them, because it's 1 thing a day and it's not the end of the world considering the rest of it we eat pretty good. There's unsweetened applesauce pouches, mostly for my 1-year-old. There's 3 boxes of these granola-ish bars, and these have been busted into because I let the kids pick these out, and that's part of what they ate on the way home. There's also a couple boxes of flavored applesauce pouches. My youngest daughter ate one of those on the way home. She really likes those. She'll ask for a squeezy. And then this is something that I don't buy a whole lot of. I buy 1 pack and it lasts me about a month. It's their low carb. It's 2 net carbs per drink. But what I do is I mix this with regular unsweetened almond milk or vanilla unsweetened almond milk, and then I add a bunch of ice to it because these are really strong chocolate flavor. So it's something that I'll do for breakfast in the morning. I'm just not a big breakfast eater. I've tried intermittent fasting, but my body needs something in the morning. So I do this, although this morning I had myself a nice big mug of salty, delicious bone broth, which has been my thing here lately over the last couple of days. So that is everything. Give me just a second and I will get my receipt. I know it was 3 something, but let me get an exact number for you. Okay, my total was $305.28. Like I said, that's at least 2 weeks, usually pushing it for 3 weeks. I know it's been 4 weeks since we went last time, or like 3.5 weeks, because we all got back-to-back colds. And, you know, in a large family, it's like 2 people get it, and then 3 days later, 2 more people get it, and then 2 days later, another person gets it, and it just drags out. So we've all been staying home, no church, no, you know, social activities, that kind of thing. We're all finally not snotting and sneezing enough to go to the grocery store, and me have enough energy. So that's everything. Yeah. I'm going to finish putting all this up, and then I'm going to go lay down and rest and probably snuggle a sleepy baby. So I hope you have a beautiful day. I hope that God finds a way to bless you. Knock your socks off, bless you. And I will be praying for you, and I appreciate prayers back. Have a great day, and goodbye.